Hi, I'm Janette from Liana, and on this video, we are going to go through an example how to use marketing automation to engage with your customers by collecting feedback, identifying your loyal customers, and sending relevant campaigns. Also, I'm going to show you how to automatically segment your contacts, all this with the help of marketing automation tool, Liana Automation. Let's imagine that you own a restaurant and you want to start collecting a contact list or expand your existing ones to whom you can send relevant campaigns or information about your venue and essentially drive sales. So let's start from the very beginning how you can start collecting those contacts on your list. Here I have an example of a landing page which is on my website and that is created for this purpose. On this landing page, I have an offer to get 30% off from your next visit when filling in this form. And on the form, I'm collecting relevant details for me that I can then further on use on my campaigns. And since my restaurant is operating in multiple locations, I already want to segment the audience based on their location at this point, and that's why I'm asking the information of their area. And with this, I can then ensure that the campaigns and I will be sending them in the future are very relevant. All right, now we can then move on to the automation tool. I'm quickly going to show you how it looks like. And here on the left side, we have the different functionalities of the tool. In the middle here, we have the journey builder where you build different triggers and steps on your automation workflow. And on this right side, you have different kind of blocks that you can use to build the automation with different triggers and actions and conditions. I have pre-built some elements of the workflow already for the sake of saving time, but we will be going through it step by step and I will tell you exactly what I've done here. First, you start with setting the starting date and the time for the automation. Let's say we will start it at 10. And here, through these connecting lines, you can always follow up how many people are actually moving along during this automation workflow. And this is the place where the segmenting happens. There was a condition that if someone fills in on a form their area as Dubai, they are segmented on this list. And on the other option, there was Abu Dhabi, and then these people are segmented on this list. Now I want to focus on this side of the workflow. So at this point, we can add stop block on this side, which is very easy with the drag and drop editor. And the automation workflow for this side ends here. The next step is then to send the voucher that was promised for the people who have filled in the form. And here I have the newsletter for it. This is actually built in the automation platform, so you can edit and build this newsletter directly on the same journey builder. Here I have the newsletter with the voucher, and I've also added some information about the new menus that I have on a list and different events. Next, I want to know who of the receivers actually then visit the restaurant. And for this, I have created customized block, which collects the information directly from the system in the restaurant. And from these restaurant visitors, I want to collect the feedback of their restaurant experience. I want to send newsletter regarding to this after 1 day after the visit. So I will choose here the wait block that I will then connect to the newsletter block. Inside the newsletter, I have sent condition that once the contact clicks send the feedback, that will trigger the next newsletter that will be sent, which is a thank you letter for giving the feedback and then also giving out the voucher for a free dessert that was promised earlier. You can either end the automation here, or you can then continue with various campaigns or just by sending information for upcoming events or new menus. At this point, I still want to activate the customers to return to the restaurant, and I have created the campaign. I want to send this offer after 2 weeks of the last communication. And I can set the timing easily here. On this campaign, I'm giving out an offer to get $50 gift card with the price of $35. I have set a condition inside this message that if person shows interest towards the new menu, which in this case, the trigger would be if they click the link, they will be automatically segmented into this interest list. So the automation tool gives you the opportunity to segment your customers further, even based on some conditions or trigger points that you set on a newsletter. And this is what makes it very versatile and very interesting to use, because you can then do very highly targeted campaigns or utilize this interest list and segments in any other type of marketing activities or in paid ad campaigns, for example. And to end this automation, I'll just simply add here the stop block. And this is it. This is how the automation looks like when it's done. Obviously, there's a lot of different opportunities how you could still fill in this. For example, here, if you want to target the people who didn't visit your restaurant yet, maybe send them different kind of campaigns that would work better. And bear in mind that you can really use the same logic and adapt and adjust this type of automation for any other kind of industries as well. You can apply it for whether it's service or a product, and you can start with very simple automations and start building on those. But all in all, it's a very handy tool for segmenting your data that you're collecting and then for sending very relevant communication and campaigns.